Joe on the track, man.
It's a game challenge, man. That's it. It's all them offers. I'm sitting in the house, I'm loading up the pump, I'm loading up the Uzi. I got a couple M16s, a couple 9s, I got a couple joints with some silencers on. I'm just loading up clips, a couple grenades. Got a missile launcher with a couple, missiles. I'm ready for war.
Packing a fool on swagging a fool. That's how we do on swagging a fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC. Acting a fool on swagging a fool. That's how we do on swagging a fool.
Serving the news, giving all the tea.
It's real live in this WAC.
A straight fool, yeah, you know how we act. Real news coming straight from the swag. Every week giving y'all the tea. Yeah, John and G. Tell your peeps tune into the real. Then the news ain't real. Sit back, chillin', let's get cool. It's time to watch that swaggin' a fool.
And we officially here. Another episode, another week. We got J-Max, we got GSPN, we got Al. So grab your shakers, grab your jerseys, grab your towels. Shout out to Dale and the Crazy Man on the track. We got Joe on the track. Hey, Jackson State, Grambling State, Alcorn State, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Prairie A&M, Mississippi Valley, Texas, Southern Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman. And don't think I ain't forget. We won't. I say, go. Shout out to the mighty Jaguars, man. We back. Swacking the fool. We still swacking and acting. We swacking and we acting, yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening, good people? Happy Wednesday.
Been a minute. We back. Well, no, he was on last week. I mean, but it's been a minute since we had our own sit down.
Yeah, man.
Wild Wayne. Wild picks for Wild Wayne. Y'all know Wild Wayne. Y'all know, if anybody know Wild Wayne, you know Wild Wayne gonna come with the interesting takes, the hot takes, the good picks, and he gonna break them down T for T. He gonna break it down T for T. That's why I like to sit down with you. That's why I like to sit down and talk about the games with you, man. How everything been going?
Hey, man. Everything's been great. A&M has had a pretty interesting season so far. You know, we headed into the Classic this week, coming off a bye. We've been playing some good football. Looking to see if we can keep it going. And and then just looking around the SWAC, man, it's been a lot of interesting storylines all over. Unfortunately, one seems like one side of the race is over or close to being over, but the West is as wild as it ever is.
Wild West.
Kumo D, you can break that out.
You see, I normally love wild. I normally love when it's wild, but not my team in it. I'm like, can we just pull away? Can we just pull away? But we ain't been able to pull away just yet. So it's been interesting, man. So we talked about before we got on, man. We're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. I've been thinking, I want to get your take on this is about middle of the season. Mm-hmm. So right now, if you had to pick mid-year offensive player of the year, who you going with?
Yeah, mid-year. Now, hence we say mid-year, y'all. Mid-year. Some folk be ready to come kill us. All right, mid-year offensive player of the year. I would have to give it to Musa right now. Because he leads the SWAC in passing. Now, there are some people who are creeping up at his heels now. Now, if I can give a second and third, Miles Crawley and Aaron Allen.
Yeah. So I'm identical. I think offensive. You got to give it to Musa right now. Undefeated in conference, leading SWAC in passing. But I don't think the race is over just yet. My guy Aaron Allen is coming up out of nowhere. He's busting in the door. I thought Irv Mulligan from Jackson State, before he got injured, was on path of if they could have found themselves maybe in the championship game, he was on path to maybe put up a fight to get that player of the year. But for right now, I got to give it to Jeremy Musa. He's leading the best team statistically right now, so got to give it to Jeremy Musa, QB1. But he better not slip up because my man Aaron Allen, I think he's going to put a fight up for it. Defense, who you got?
Yeah, defense, this is an easy one for me. And unfortunately, we might be seeing this man plenty on Saturday. His first name's Colton, but we know his nickname, Mr. Bubba. Bubba, man. Colton Adams, Bubba Adams. Leading tackler in the SWAC. He led the league in tackles last year. He's on pace to do it again. He's just a terror, man. He's having a great season, getting better and better and better.
Yeah. And I'm with you. I don't even have a second and third. I don't have a second and third right now. I think Bubba should have been preseason defensive player of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been preseason. Mm-hmm. I thought he should have been the defensive player of the year last year. I just think I think if they smell him again, I just don't know.
And you know what? He's playing like he has that chip on that shoulder. Yeah. He's come out from day one just handling it. So like I said, we got to deal with him Saturday.
Yeah.
Whew, man. But yeah, we'll talk about that game coming up.
Yeah. That's gonna be a tough one. Some people say, I think the comments, everybody agreeing, Musa, Terrence Ellis. Yeah. But it's been a fun year. Getting close. Let's dive into this week. It's been real fun. I think it's been the year we expected, kind of. Nobody just dominating, right? I don't see just my thing with this year. I don't see just a dominant team. What is it like? They can't. We know going in and just cannot lose. I don't see it. I think that's making this. I think this making this season real fun. So let's dive into this week. Big week.
Yeah, man. The first game we got to start with. We got to start with Jackson State going to play Pine Bluff. Now, shout out to Pine Bluff. They look real good on homecoming with those jerseys. That was some nice fits. But, they've been having a tough year, man. And the thing about Pine Bluff, and I said this when we did our first show before the season started, Hampton, real energetic coach. Those guys fight, they play hard. But the thing that they've got going against them, man, is you look at them, they are vastly undersized in the trenches. And it's been showing because teams have been able to run all over them. In this game right here, too, with Jackson State with the new quarterback, Morgan, against Valley, he did enough for them to be able to get the job done. I believe that maybe this game right here will set him up for bigger success because he's going to he's got to have that time to get acclimated. And definitely for you to be acclimated, these are two of the best teams you could play to get acclimated. You mentioned Irv Mulligan, and Irv Mulligan, back off the injury, he's appeared to found his form again. Pine Bluff is so bad against the rush. I think that even if Morgan struggles passing in this game, they can beat this team by running the ball and controlling the time of possession. And with all that being said, I don't see this as being like a complete stomping. I think that Pine Bluff will get on the board, but I think this is about 28-7 for Jackson State.
28-7. I kind of got it around the same thing. I think UFPB State's so bad at stopping run. We play UFPB, the Alcorn State played UFPB last week, and we have been struggling to run the ball. And I know that sounds crazy. I know.
It's true. I got the numbers too, man. Yeah. You guys, the three best teams that you played in the SWAC this far, your rush average was 61 yards a game, and then last week you busted out with 304 yards against Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff, yeah.
So that tells you the story.
They just like you said, they so small up front. When I saw that, I was like, they're gonna get a heavy dose of Jarvion this week. Mm-hmm. So we was able to run the ball on them. So I think Jacoby and Morgan gonna have his way just running it because that's a big kid. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4". Man. I don't know if y'all saw that play against Battle with a safety came down, tried to hit him, helmet going away.
Yeah,
like a fly. He just whoop and just went straight in the end zone. So that's a big old kid. They better wrap him up, but I don't think they're gonna be able to with that backfield. They got Moultrie in that backfield too at Jackson. Mm-hmm. JD Martin, Irv may be back. So it's gonna be tough on them. I got it around the same thing, like 31-7, something like we did them on. I was kind of disappointed in Jackson State offense not being able to score more than 21.
Right.
Valley, I was kind of disappointed. But I think, like you said, this will be a week where Jacoby can find his rhythm, be able to, just get comfortable. This will be a week to do it. If he can't get comfortable this week, it's gonna be some trouble in Jackson.
Absolutely. And again, shout out to Pine Bluff. Unfortunately, I said that they were going to be 1-10 this year with winning no games in the SWAC. Hate to say it, I'm about right on par with that. So yeah, so that's that game. So yeah, the next one, man. Let's talk about them big bad Braves.
Yeah,
hosting Valley.
Yeah.
So all right, Valley. Now, y'all had that winning feeling for 1 week. And remember, man, there were people who was getting all on Facebook talking about, hey, man, I believe Valley got a chance to beat Jackson State.
Yeah, they sure was. They're picking Valley. I'm going to pick Valley. It's hard to go to Valley and win.
I said, now hold up now. Y'all got to pump them brakes. Pump them brakes, man. Now, hey, the new quarterback that Valley has, he's a big guy. Jatirian, you can see he's got some promise. But one thing that Valley does not have, they do not have the parts. Again, defensively, they are able to stay in some games because they have the effort and they have a couple guys over there that can make some plays. Offensively, it is like sticks in the mud. They can't run. And then you saw Saturday, I mean, just continually missing receivers. But then also what gets them so mad is, man, they commit so many penalties. Too many penalties. Now, for Alcorn, this is the start of the run, man. Like, you guys are sitting in the position now where you're starting to run. Next week is a titanic matchup with Southern coming to the reservation. What you have to do this week is you need to develop some confidence ahead of next week. You found a little bit going in the running game, albeit it was against UAPB. This is another opportunity to get some confidence with Jarvion Howard. Because what's going to happen is for Alcorn with Allen, he's been throwing the ball great, but you're going to start going up against some of the best secondaries that you've seen in the SWAC, starting with Southern next week, who has one of the better secondaries. So this is an important week for Alcorn to be able to develop that confidence on the ground and play some complementary offensive football and have that balance. So that being said, this is another game that I believe Alcorn is going to take care of business rather easily. I see this game being done about 31-7.
Gotcha. I got you. I'm right along with you, man. They better not play with me. They better not play with me this week. Listen, because Saturday is actually my birthday. So I already told the guy, listen, the last 2 years, my birthday weekend, we played Southern. And it didn't go good. I said, want to make it up to me. The game this year is actually on my birthday. I need 40 or 50 points. I need a blowout. Make me feel better. Let's get into a rhythm. Let's get into a rhythm. Let's get the offense to. I love what the defense doing. But I think the offense, let's get into a rhythm, like you said, running the ball. Because like you said, we're gonna see some. Now they'll stop. They're not putting 8 in the box anymore. We're gonna see some light boxes. So now that we see some light boxes, we're gonna have to show that we can run the ball. So I want to see run the ball again and just be able to score offensively, punch it in the red zone. I think even last game we started off slow because we could not. We went in the red zone our first 2 drives and didn't score 0 points. So I think this red zone efficiency gonna be big. But I got us. They give me what I want, so I got us 42-10. We get it rolling this week at home.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And you guys are at a critical point now. I mean, if where you have Southern coming to you, you got the big one at the end where you're going. Now you got to go to Jackson. And that's a toss up. So it's important to develop that flow. And if you have that flow that you need, I think you guys will be set up pretty well, because I've got a feeling that you're going to need that running game a little bit more when you play Southern next week.
100%. I agree. Dead on.
Yeah. So speaking of Southern, they got a tricky one this week. Texas Southern comes on into Mumford. Now, last year, Texas Southern put a goose egg on Jackson, on the Jags.
Yeah.
They beat them 24-0. Now, there's no Andrew Body, but they do have Jace Wilson, who's now developing a little bit of confidence. But the key thing now is you got this guy, Ladarius Owens, for Texas Southern, who leads the SWAC in rushing. And he was the only guy to put 100 yards rushing on FAMU all season.
Yep.
The only one. And he did it on 19 carries. So, now on the other side with Southern, man, they ain't been able to run that ball. Mm-mm. They have not been able to run that ball. And then Harold Blood has not been able to get any passing. Now, the last couple of weeks, they've been able to kind of just ease by. They had to ease by. They had the game where they shut out Pine Bluff. That was workmanlike. They had the breeze. Basically, it was a bye week for homecoming. Yeah. And then last week, it was a very I'm just gonna call it what it was. It was a stinker effort, man, when they went there and played Bethune-Cookman. That was a game that you would think that they should have basically manhandled those guys, and they didn't. And they let Bethune-Cookman stay in the game a lot longer than they should have. Now, this game, I think, defensively, something's going to have to give because Texas Southern leads the SWAC in total rushing. And then on the other side, Southern leads the SWAC in rush defense.
Yeah.
So something has to give there. But in passing now, both of them are rather pedestrian in passing. Jace has been getting good, been getting better and better and better. In that first half against FAMU, I watched that whole first half and I looked at how they were shifting, they were moving guys around. Quay Davis was getting the ball. I mean, he was moving that ball around. In the second half, we know what happened with FAMU. Yeah. They made the adjustments. So this game right here for Southern, this is a huge opportunity for you. Because if you want to get back to the SWAC championship, this is a game you have to have. Forget looking at the ones that are coming ahead with Southern, with Alcorn, with Prairie View, and also the big one at the end with Grambling. Forget it. If you want to go to the SWAC championship, your season starts Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think that Southern is going to do just enough in a low-scoring game. I'm going Southern 21-14.
Listen, we must have sat down. It's like we sat down and talked about it, but we really didn't. Because I got pretty much the same sentiments. I think this is a trap game for Southern. I think it's a trap game. Mm-hmm. I think, I see a lot of them fans on Facebook talking about, I love going to Lorman next week. Gee, we got a big time game coming up. Gee, we can't wait to get there. We're going to beat Tom. Like, you got to play Texas Southern.
That's right.
And the one thing I like to look at is Texas Southern, they lost last week, but their offense got some confidence.
Yes, it did.
They ended up losing in the second half, but their offense was able to move the ball. They got some good tape on how to move the ball on probably the best defense in the SWAC. Mm-hmm. So they got some confidence, and now they're coming to a Southern team where they feel like, no, they can beat them. They feel like they can beat them, and I feel like Southern may be overlooking them. So I think Southern squeezes it out at the end. I'm going to go 24-20. Southern wins it. But I think it's gonna be it's a trap game that you could see Texas Southern stealing if Southern not locked in already. Yeah,
and real talk, man. I think a lot of Southern fans that are really knowledgeable, I think they know that they got to come with it. Yeah, this is not one of those moments where you can just sit there and trash talk your way through it. You ain't gonna be able to trash talk your way through a game like this because Texas Southern, especially where they sit in the standings, they've got nothing to lose because this is pretty much it for them. They have to win out and then get a lot of help. So they're going to lay it all out on the line. And but I think that they're going to come up just short. I think that the fact that this game is being played in Mumford. Now, if it was being played in Houston, maybe I'd see it a different way. But I think that they make just enough plays, man. Yeah. Just enough.
And to Southern, y'all keep them goddamn lights on, Southern. Don't go turn the lights off this week. Don't keep the goddamn lights on. Don't go cut the damn lights on this week. But
Jeffrey Glover, you asked, didn't Texas Southern? Yes, they did. It was 24-0 there in Arlington.
Yep, 24-0. 24-0, they got it. They got them
Yep.
24-0. So I think Southern comes out with a chip on his shoulder just to pull out in the end. But I think Texas Southern got some momentum last week the way they played. They lost in the end now. But I think their offense got flowing. Coy Davis got flowing. And that Owens kid, he's been
tough,
balling.
man.
He's been balling. And he's a return specialist too.
Yeah.
Return specialist. He can run the ball. He may be playing the best in the running back position this year.
Yeah, and then the other thing, besides the fact that he's an all-purpose guy, he also can catch the ball out of the backfield. They were throwing him the ball, so he's a guy that you have to put on him, because everything is going to start with him. And of course, you got those big receivers. But I think Southern's corners, I think, are good enough to. I'm not going to say they're going to stop them. I think they're good enough to contain them. So low scoring game, man. I'm excited about that game. That's a good game there.
That's gonna be a good one. Wish I could watch. Wish I could be there to watch it, but I can't. I gotta go watch my boys.
Yeah. So now the next one, you've got Bethune-Cookman going down into the hole to play Grambling. Now let me set this one up for everybody. Bethune-Cookman has beaten Grambling 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, once at home and once in the hole. And one thing about Grambling, and some of the Grambling fans out here, you might want to plug your ears. Everybody has been able to run the ball, except for Florida Memorial. Everybody's been able to run the ball. Now, here's an interesting statistic for Grambling, okay? The 4 losses that they've had, in all 4, they've allowed over 200 yards rushing each time. In the 3 wins, less than 200 yards rushing. Yes, that's a big stat to really remember now going forward. So that's the magic line. And now, last time out, Alabama A&M rushed for 336 yards.
Yeah.
All right. So now Grambling's coming off a bye week. And we know that Hugh, people's been getting, a lot of criticism. And I see my boy David Thomas, he put in there. I got to say this. David Thomas put this in there. When we had Coach Reggie Barlow on our show last night, he made a joke and he said that Langford had his Lionel Richie going on. He was running that ball all night long. Shout out to Coach Barlow, man. You had to put that out there. But yeah, man. Running for 336 yards, man, last time. And this is one of the big things that they have to get adjusted, because they are still in the race. They only have 2 losses in conference, and they hold that big win that they had over Prairie View, but they need to win out. And then also they need to get some help with you guys. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities, because the West is unpredictable. Now, Bethune-Cookman, they come in, they've been struggling. I think they've had about 4 quarterbacks play. Yeah. and I think they now have Sprague, who's basically going to be their guy moving forward. Sprague's a big guy, 6'5". He's got some potential, but he doesn't have any weapons to go to right now. I think Bethune-Cookman's going to play a little hard. I think they're going to do a few things. But I think Grambling coming off that bye week, I think that Hugh and that bunch, I think that they got back to basics. Now, we'll see it. I think Miles Crawley, I think he's going to be a difference. I see them winning this game probably around in the area about 31-17.
Okay. I think this game going to be a good check for Grambling. I think it's going to be a good check. You got embarrassed at homecoming. You had a whole week. Now, not only did you get embarrassed for homecoming, I think sometimes after big losses, the best thing is to play that next game. You got your butt whooped at homecoming. Then you had a whole off week to think about getting your butt whooped. Mm-hmm. So how does that team respond this week? It's gonna be a good check for them. Do they lay down again in the hole, or do they show up? I think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think, but I do think they put it out in the hole again. I got it 21-13-ish Grambling, but it's gonna be good check time for Grambling. It's gonna be good check time. If they fold again, it's gonna be extremely hot in the hole. It's gonna be
and you know, one thing about this game, there should be plenty of good seats available.
A lot of them. You can sit wherever you want.
Wherever you want. You can have your own row if you want to.
Just pick one. Lay out, you can do whatever you want. Lay out, you can do anything you want. Jen said we get the stripes off that tight.
Oh man. And shout out to Trey Hayes, man. We had Trey Hayes on the show, man. He said, we do not lose in the hole. Well, you did that day, brother.
Hey, that was so fun. That was one of the funniest clips. Oh Lord. That was so funny. Somebody actually sent that to me that's not in the sweat. Like they sent it to me. I'm at work. I'm like, this my boy Wayne show. It was so funny. It was funny. It was funny.
Somebody said you can sit on the field. You get you a lawn chair and sit right on the 50-yard line. Oh man. Hey man, shout out to Grambling, man. Shout out to Grambling. You know, these just jokes.
Yeah.
All right, now to the big one, man. Magic City Classic.
Ooh, the big one.
Big one, man. All right, so we're coming in 4-3. They're coming in 3-3. Both teams are off of a bye week and coming off of big road wins.
Big win.
You know, big road wins and ruin some homecomings. Man, this game, this has everything. You know, the stars will be the stars. You know, Keyshawn Johnson, you know, leading the Swac'n receiving. He's been tough. He's been really good, getting better and better and better. And it also appears that Bama State has found their quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, that was also a question mark that they've had. But the thing that they are fueled by, Alabama State, is by that defense. You know, we talked about Bubba Adams before, but also Mikey Victor, man. Corner, yeah. He leads the SWAC in total breakups of passes. In fact, both of their corners are pretty good. You know, so defensively, Alabama State, they definitely can lean on that. Now for A&M, this is going to be a big game for A&M because, you know, last year this game didn't go the way of A&M. You know, so they've had to live for an entire year knowing that they fell to Alabama State last year. This game right here too for A&M, even though the hopes are not really very strong to win the East anymore, they are technically still alive because FAMU comes to A&M next week. And of course, we'll talk about the standings here in a minute. But I think in this game, you've got all the passion, you've got all of the fire that comes along with the rivalry. This game to me, I think, is going to be one of those middle of the road scoring games. I don't see this as being a shootout because I think both defenses are pretty good enough to be able to, hold each other down. I do believe that we are going to win this game, and I see us winning this game. It's going to be close, and I see it's going to be about 20-17, right down to the very end. It's that close.
This is one of those games. I hate picking this game because it literally could go any way. I think this game can go literally any. It's going to be turnovers. You know, turnover going to play a big part. I think they're gonna be A&M gonna come out juiced up because they lost last year, like you said. This game this may be the game of the. It got that game of the year type feeling where it go. And you might see overtime, double overtime. That's how it's looking for me. I was leaning A&M because of how Langford played. But since you went A&M, I'm gonna go State. I'm gonna go State. I'm gonna go State close, just because I think it can go either way. I'm going to go State close. I trust their defense a lot. I trust their defense. That's a dominant. I don't think no one scored over 24 points on them this year.
No.
So I'm gonna go with State in a very, very, I have no confidence in this pick, but I'm gonna go with State 20-17.
Yeah, it's either way, man. Both teams have a case.
Yeah.
You can see it either way. I mean, I'm gonna be watching this game up here in Ohio, nervous, sitting on the end of my couch, man. That's how close this should be.
And shout out to just the fans of both schools, because it blows my mind every year how they go out, how they've been tailgating since Monday. It blows my mind every year. I be like, wow. It blows my mind every single year how them folks about to tailgate since Monday. And all I keep hearing, I gotta go there and try Travis Truck. I don't know what Travis Truck is, but I keep hearing about Travis Truck. So I told J Max, next year I don't care what's going on. We going to try Travis Truck next year. We going to try Travis Truck next year. We got to get out there.
That's it, man.
Alabama State, Alabama, because they took care of me last weekend and allowed me to have a lot of fun. They allowed me to have a lot of fun. Well, week before last, they allowed me to have a lot of fun. So shout out to Alabama. I think it'll be a big game.
Yeah, man. And then last but not least, because I didn't want to end with the classic. We talk about Prairie View going down there to FAMU, and this is homecoming down there in Tallahassee, and this is a game, man. Prairie View, where they sit in the standings, they got that 3-way tie in the West.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be tough for them, man. FAMU, when they play at home, brother. I mean, y'all. Anybody who's heard me talk about FAMU, y'all know I say it every time. And you, as FAMU fans, you know this is the truth. When they play on the road, their defense travels and plays everywhere. Their offense can be hit or miss on the road, but at home, there is something about when they play in Bragg. It seems like that offense is a different beast. And I think that with the way that they got the emotion and they got the momentum playing right now, this is not looking good for Prairie View, man. Yeah. Do I think they get on the board? Yes. But I think that this I got this one, man, 38-7 FAMU, man. Yeah, I think what FAMU's gonna do, they're gonna make Prairie View be one-dimensional. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, if you can make Prairie View and Trezon Conley be a passer, if you take away the dual threat that he has of running, if you take away their ability with their running game of their running backs, if you make them throw, that's where you can really do some business against Prairie View. And in the games that they've won, they've been able to have a good balance of both. And the way that FAMU defends the run, I don't see a way forward for them to be able to do much. Yeah. So I got this 38-7. FAMU big on homecoming.
Ooh, I got FAMU too. I think homecoming is going to be rocking. I think this may be one of the biggest homecoming they had, most anticipated. Place has been sold out for weeks. They already showing up just like they are in Alabama. But the reason I got FAMU is because, one, my Braves need them. So I'm biased. But also, seriously, I think Prairie View secondary just scares me. And I think I just think Willie gonna open it up on their secondary and the receiver. I love the receivers that FAMU has. I don't know if their secondary can hold up against FAMU's offense. And also, I think last week FAMU getting off to the slow start that they did, that kind of hurt PV, because I think they come in locked in. I think they would have went to Texas and blew them out and kind of came in a little cocky. They could have had a chance to sneak in. I don't think they're gonna sneak up on them this week. I think that the game last week kind of woke them up. I think they're gonna pass for a lot of yards on PV this weekend. I'm not a fan of PV's secondary. I think they pass for a lot of yards, but I got it like 30. I got it like 31-14.
Okay, yeah. So not too much further. Yeah, but this ain't gonna look good, man. This is gonna be FAMU, man. FAMU. So what I have though, what I do have, I have this. And these are the standings. All right. So everybody, this is now the segment of the show where we get everybody caught up on the clinching scenarios and where we are right now. All right. So the easiest thing for me to say is in the East. All right. FAMU, they can actually clinch the East this week if they obviously win. And if Jackson State and A&M both lose, so they can clinch this week. All right. Jackson State and A&M can stay in the race with wins. but it's basically coming down to where it's about to be over.
Yeah.
Now, A&M actually has a better chance than Jackson State at this point, only because Alabama A&M has not played FAMU yet. They do play them next week in Huntsville. So for A&M to be able to get in, they would need FAMU to lose to either Prairie View or Bethune-Cookman, and then A&M would have to beat Florida A&M head-to-head to get a tiebreak. Jackson State, their ability to get in is predicated about the same thing, and then their best hope would probably be either they would need like a three-way tie, or they would need basically to win all their games, and FAMU would have to lose their last three.
Yeah.
Not happening.
No.
Not happening. So basically, y'all, this is looking like FAMU, if they can get this win on Saturday, they're going to win the East, because even if they do lose at Alabama A&M, there's nothing that says that they're going to lose to Bethune-Cookman in the Florida Classic.
Yeah.
At all. They can probably beat them with their D game at this point. So the East is pretty much cut and dry. A&M has like a faint window alive, but the way FAMU's playing, it just doesn't look good. All right, so now to the West. Whew, man.
The big bad West.
Yeah, the big bad West. Okay, so Southern this week, we just said they play Texas Southern. They also go to Alcorn, and they also have Prairie View coming to Mumford, and then they finish in the end with the Bayou Classic. All right. Southern controls its own destiny. They're the only team in the West right now that controls their own destiny. If they win all of their games, their last four, it's all over with. They will make it to the SWAC championship game. Of course, it ain't that simple, but that's the clinching scenario for Southern right now. Alcorn. Now, they lost to Prairie View, so they do not have the tiebreaker with Prairie View. But with Prairie View going to play FAMU, this is an opportunity for Alcorn, because if Prairie View loses and gets that second conference loss, now that basically puts everything in the hands of Alcorn to control your own destiny. Yeah. Where then all you need to do
is win out,
because you have Southern coming to your place next week. Right now, Prairie View, even with a loss at FAMU, they're still very much alive. Why? Because they still play Southern, and they already beat Alcorn. Now, they would still need help from Alcorn. They would need Alcorn to lose at least once, and then Prairie View would have to win out. Now, Grambling, they beat Prairie View. They probably own the strongest win so far, but they also lost to Alcorn. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people getting upset. They said that it was cheated. They cheated them or whatever, but it happened. Grambling needs to win out, and they need Alcorn to lose twice. If Grambling can win out and Alcorn loses twice, Grambling will get in, because Grambling still plays Southern. That's the big game.
Yeah, that's the big one.
And they already beat Prairie View. And then Texas Southern, they just need all chaos. They need to win they need to win all their remaining games. And then they're gonna need Grambling to lose twice, and they're gonna need Prairie View to lose 3 times because they lost to them, and then they're gonna need Alcorn, and they're gonna need Southern to both lose twice. So, and Pine Bluff, we'll see you next year.
Better luck next year.
Yeah. So basically, where we sit right now, y'all, this is a very, 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 very primitive time in the West. If Alcorn and Southern both win this week, that matchup next week, there on the reservation is going to be massive. Because the winner of that game will control its own destiny to get to the SWAC championship game. And basically looks like they're going to be playing for a trip to Tallahassee.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think PV has a tough way because PV still has, like you said, FAMU. They got to go to Southern. And they even have Alabama State, which is a tough
That's
team.
right. Alabama State at home. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a tough road. That's a tough road for PV. So I just can't, so I think the winner next week kind of put themselves, if we both can win this week, don't want to overlook nobody.
Right.
We both can win this week. But what happens if Alabama State beats
Yeah, so Bishop Bonnet, so if shout out to you, man. You broke my heart. You broke my heart 2 years ago with that 80-yard run on us. Shout out to you, man. You were great back. To answer your question, if Alabama State beats A&M, Alabama State lost to FAMU. So they have a long road. The fact that they already lost to FAMU, just like Jackson State does. Yeah. That's why A&M, if it is going to be a chance for anybody else to get in there in the East, that's why A&M has the better chance because they haven't played FAMU yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically what I think right now, and I'm gonna knock on wood for you, G. I think that Alcorn is in the best position to get there. I mean, because of the fact that their schedule, I think, is a little bit more favorable. Yeah. Because you guys play Texas Southern, but you play them at home, and and then you get Southern at home. So your two toughest, and then now you still have the game at the end against Jackson State. But I just believe that you guys have more of a favorable schedule to get it done.
And I think we got 2 home games because I think one of our biggest alumni bases is in Houston. So we go Houston. Texas, kind of like we said about Grambling. We can pick anywhere to see it, so it won't be like a home field advantage for Texas Southern. And I think a lot of time we gonna have a lot of fans out there. So I think we'll be fair. I think the last game of the year, Jackson's gonna get up. It's gonna be a good one. The last game of the year.
Yeah. So, and I see that question here. What if Alcorn wins out and FAMU loses to A&M? Basically, that's
a good question.
Yeah, this is a real good question. So if FAMU loses to A&M, but still wins against Prairie View and still beats Bethune-Cookman, they're still gonna host because the fewest that they can have is 2 losses. And you can already see Alcorn already has 3 losses because it goes to the best overall record. Yeah. Right now, basically, the West is playing for a trip to Tallahassee.
Basically. FAMU have to fall flat on their face. And I just
Oh yeah.
I just don't see that happening. Right now, I think FAMU in the driver's seat. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I can tell y'all this. I already booked my room for Tallahassee. I'm just gonna maybe listen. I may have to cancel, but I already got my room booked.
Hey, I can see it, man. I can see it. But yeah, man, I really would love to see the West not be as complicated as it was last year. Somebody please take charge over there because that last week of the season was the one before the Bayou Classic where Texas Southern came and lost to us, and I was there in the cold. And then of all things, Prairie View lost at Mississippi Valley State. It was like, you take it. No, you take it.
Like how you take it? Like how you take it?
I don't want it.
Yeah, I hope one of us, preferably that school, we take control and just have a good game down in Tallahassee. I got Tallahassee. I got FAMU winning out. So not winning out. Well, yeah, possibly winning out.
Yeah, well, somebody here.
You got a hot take. I'm gonna let you talk about that. You got a real hot take.
Somebody said during preseason, I said that FAMU was gonna go 9-2, and the only conference loss they were gonna have was at Alabama A&M. Right now, we still on track for it, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man. So everybody, this is what the scenarios are. And if you're still confused, go back, watch it again, and rewind it and hear what I said. And
then watch it slow. Okay?
Watch it slow.
Watch it slow. Watch it with your ears. Watch it with your ears.
But yeah, so big games this week. Everybody, I think that if you're going to a SWAC game this week, I mean, definitely enjoy it. Make sure you continue to support everybody. Magic City Classic should be really, really good. I expect it to be a real good game down there in Southern with Texas Southern, man. And then down there at that homecoming, man, at FAMU, man, y'all enjoy yourselves. Because I know it's been a festive thing, and I know y'all gonna do it real, real big. I know the stars gonna come out.
They already been coming.
Yeah, they already been coming. So, man, SWAC football, man, we love it. We love this thing.
We love this. We in the middle of we in the heart of SWAC football. Make sure y'all go out and just enjoy it. Because when it's over, we're gonna be like, we can't wait for football season.
Exactly.
We can't wait for football. We in the middle of it now, so make sure we enjoying it.
Exactly.
Make sure we enjoying it.
Last Saturday in October, y'all, and then we're gonna get into the month.
Yeah.
November football. Where legends are made.
Yeah. Hell month.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here. Make sure I got another show coming up at 7:00, the Golden Helm Review, the Alcorn State show. Gonna be coming up on the sound at 7:00. I'm gonna get off here and try to give me something to eat or something before I do it. But make sure plug your show in From the Hill. Plug your show. Let them know what to catch it is.
Yeah, man. From the Hill podcast. You can check us out every Tuesday. You can also go to our YouTube channel, From the Hill podcast, and also we're on X and also on Instagram. It's still weird saying X, man, but yeah, follow us, man. Check all of our episodes out, man. We had I mentioned before we had Coach Reggie Barlow on last night. He used to coach Alabama State, Virginia State, and he's coaching in the XFL. Real good. Some of y'all would love some of his takes because we picked all the games last night, and he had a lot of interesting comments and a lot of humor. And shout out to my people, Jay Murray, she's on the show with us. David Thomas, T. Gooden, Tenaris Gooden, Corey Williams, and DT Green, man. That's my group. And we've been doing it real big. And and shout out to Swacnafool, man.
Yeah, always.
Love working with this guy.
Always, man. Yeah, I love what y'all doing over there. Y'all actually inspired me to start my Golden Ham podcast about Alcorn State because I love the attention and how y'all come together to help better athletics at A&M. So that's something I'm trying to do. So I want to thank y'all for putting that bug in my ear to, give me the idea to start one of my own. So
yeah, man. And we even did a show with Zoe Phillips, man, from Jackson State with the 1400 Club, man. So yeah, man, all of us out here, man, doing it with our podcast, supporting our universities, man. Continue to support everybody's causes and check all of our shows out, man. We doing it big. So yeah, man. Appreciate it.
All right. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back at 7:00 with the Golden Helm Review. It's your boy G, and we out.
See y'all.